What is happening there? J Gamer Dude here, and Sega has filed a lawsuit against Bank of Innovation, who developed the mobile game Memento Mori. So, just to provide a bit of context, this feels like a fairly similar aspect to that of Nintendo suing Palworld, where Nintendo, obviously makes Pokemon, and Palworld is oddly similar to that of Pokemon. But the thing is that rather than suing for copyright, which is where you take someone else's ideas or IP or whatever and then remix it slightly but not enough to make it legally distinct, you can sue someone over for copyright. However, Nintendo sued Palworld over a patent infringement, where Nintendo was changing the patents in order to fit their description so that they were able to somehow be able to tackle and attack Palworld developer Pocket Pair in order to sue them. While that's not happening with Sega, where Sega's changing the patents, it just seems like an unnecessary thing for a massive corporation to sue a smaller development company. But before I get into the details, just wanted to say, hey, if you like my videos, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment below, share the video, the content, the channel with other people around you. Other people who you think might be interested in some of the stuff that I, the stuff that I make or talk about, because I feel like there is a massive audience out there somewhere. It's just very difficult to find them, but hopefully we'll be able to get back into the algorithm and we'll be able to get those eyes on these videos soon in the not too distant future. That being said, let's talk about lawsuits. So, Sega is suing Bank of Innovation for $6.6 million over a patent infringement in its mobile game Memento Mori. While Bank of Innovation denies any infringement, it vows to keep the game alive. And this is also part of a trend, like I mentioned, with Nintendo and Pocket Pair, where smaller studios are getting sued by much larger corporations. So, what is Memento Mori? Pretty much, it's a mobile game that features a number of gacha mechanics. So where does this whole thing seem to fall in with Sega? Well, Sega is claiming that Bank of Innovation infringed on 5 patents that they owned, including Japanese patent number 5930111. Another patent includes a mechanic that helps to alleviate conflicting psychological issues that arise when gamers play titles that have low drop rates on items such as rare cards, and allows mobile games to be enjoyed without players having to carry a large number of controlling items with them at all times. Bank of Innovation mentioned that it is currently unknown how the situation will affect the studio's financial performance. Gamers will have to wait and see what impact Sega's legal action have here, and if the trend that Dr. Serkan Toto, who is an industry consultant, may suggest that this may be happening. Suggested may happen during both this and Nintendo's lawsuit. And so what he said was, small studio being sued for 1 billion yen in damages would pretty much hurt the companies in a way, because they weren't able to agree with a larger conglomerate, I guess, because a game was successful and they were successful by way in which they could be attacked through financial means, or they seem to happen to fall under, in a happenstance, under some patents that were filed by larger companies. So it's really an unfortunate situation for the developers, for sure. But also, looking at this, for example, like a patent that includes a mechanic that helps alleviate conflicting psychological issues. What does that even mean? I can't even begin to think, like, okay, I don't know, sleep aids? Sleeping pills? I know it's supposed to be an in-game mechanic, but like, at the end of the day, there's a lot of gacha games out there that are extremely successful, that are not Japanese companies. And then there just so happens to be this one that seems to be doing pretty well, though I personally have never heard of it, despite someone who does actively play a few gacha games here and there. This seems like a very it doesn't seem like something Sega would do ordinarily. And so it does make me wonder, and Dr. Serkan, like he said, makes me wonder if this is only happening because of the Palworld, Palworld getting sued by Nintendo type of thing. Is there actually any legal ground standing here for this particular patent to be something that could be sued for? Because it's like so a mechanic that helps alleviate conflicting psychological issues that arise when gamers play titles that have low drop rates on items such as rare cards, and allows mobile games to be enjoyed without having to carry a large number of controlling items with them at all times. So is that like a control method? Is that like a control mechanic? Is it the fact that, the game can be played by ways of it being an idle game? Like, I'm just not sure where this is going. So I think potentially Palworld might be able to get away with extremely broad patents, or be able to get away with the fact that, like, because the patent is so broad that Nintendo could potentially lose it, and I feel like the same thing could happen to Sega. But I am just guessing from my perspective, though I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. Do you think that this is actually a thing that's going to be happening moving forward, that more larger companies are going to be trying to tackle smaller game devs into suing them because they're more successful, and they just so happen to have fall under a patent that a larger company seems to have? And just the general idea of patenting like game mechanics and things like that, it just seems wrong in every sense of the word, and I am interested to hear what you guys have to say about that. But with all that being said, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 400 subs in the not too distant future, whenever that is. And with all that being said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.